This short video details our business plan for eRipix, Retail Industry Partners Exchange. This business plan is 10 years in the making and has evolved in scope from encompassing the wine and spirits industry to targeting the entire retail industry. Let's start with an executive summary of eRipix. eRipix will provide hundreds of tech jobs working out of downtown Las Vegas. We'll actually have teams working across the country and across the world, but our world headquarters would be downtown Las Vegas. eRipix is a new company that will be managed by a board of directors that's agreed upon between myself and the investor. We will be the shareholders. eRipix is a hosted online database system for the global retail industry, a cloud. All the data will be stored on servers that will be accessed via the internet. The way our database is designed, we'll have multiple distinct data structures in different languages so that the same data can be looked at in different countries in different languages. A $10 million investment for 50% equity in the company. I'm looking for a partner that wants this to succeed as much as I do, somebody who will work with me to manage and run a company that takes care of its consumers, its clients, as well as its employees. We have a 5-year build-out plan. Once we spend our 15 months developing the product, we will spend 5 years developing the business, and at that time we'll be looking for a liquidity event, either an IPO or selling out to a large company. Introducing eRipix. eRipix is actually the 4th iteration of a business that I started servicing the wine and spirits industry. Back then, I managed the business-to-business relationship between the suppliers and the distributors in the wine and spirits industry. I started out doing it for California and then later on for the country. The difference is in our system is it's dynamic instead of just static. Most of the systems that are out there just take the sales numbers off of the mainframe and put them out in the internet for the companies to download that data themselves, and then they can do their own systems with it and their own analysis of it. I had to stay in Pahrump for family reasons, and I ended up working for Walmart, and the 4 years that I've worked for Walmart have taught me an awful lot about what I can do for the entire retail industry as opposed to just the business-to-business relationship in the wine and spirits industry. And finally, by reaching out to the consumers, by managing the relationship with the consumer, everybody in the retail industry profits. The history of eRipix. Like I told you, this company is the 4th iteration. It started in 1994 with Beverage Industry Information, also known as the Riser Reports. And I used the data from the Southern Wine and Spirits mainframe, and I produced sales reports and analysis for my clients who were the sales managers in California and also in Florida for some of the suppliers. And I did that for 7 years, and then I sold my business to Winery Exchange. We created Trade Pulse, which took those paper reports and created an online report repository for the data for clients on a national basis instead of just the couple of states that I was doing paper reports for. The 3rd iteration, we developed the system, or part of the system. The economy went in the tank, and we were never able to get it fully functioning. That was BIBX, Beverage Industry Information Business Partners Exchange. I looked at what the distributors were providing to the suppliers, and I created a my own business partners exchange that was much more functional for the clients to use to manage the relationship with the distributor. In looking at the industry is the retail industry, and it's a multi-tier distribution system. Of course, there's the consumers. They are the ones that purchase the products that are brought to the market. But in order to get those products to the consumers, you have suppliers and manufacturers, you have distributors, and you have retailers. I've gone and done an in-depth analysis for each of these tiers. It's available on the website for you to look a little bit more in detail of what's going to happen at each level in the industry. Now let's look at a SWOT table for eRIPEX. We're going to talk about our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and our threats. When you look at our strengths, we'll be the leader in innovation. We will be creating the systems that everyone else doesn't even know that they need until they find out what we can do. And we will always be one step ahead of our competitors. We have global functionality, the multiple languages allowing different companies from different areas to do business anywhere they want to do business. We have a huge revenue potential. We will provide unprecedented communication amongst global trading partners. We will use the latest technology, and our clients will have a competitive edge against their competitors. Our weaknesses: undeveloped systems, lack of name recognition, perceived lack of track record, currently unknown to clients, lack of access to key clients, and lack of patent protection. Our opportunities: global consumers, the consumer to retailer relationships, the business to business relationships, that would be amongst the suppliers, the manufacturers, the distributors, and the retailers. And then the virtual warehouse versus the brick and mortar relationship of current retailers. And then our threats: duplication of our services, the current IT dynasties that are in the companies that we will ultimately replace, a reluctance of change, and internet accessibility issues. Strategic planning. Strengths: we will change the retail industry forever, and of course build a multi-billion-dollar business in the process. By leading the innovation and expanding the relationships globally, we will create business for ourselves as well as for the industry. Our weaknesses that I talked about on the SWOT table, they will be addressed and mitigated during the 15-month development plan. Our opportunities: our target market spends trillions of dollars a year. And our threats: well, we're going to have to play to our strengths, offer the best quality and value. We need to make it so that they cannot duplicate us for less money than what they can employ us. The competitor analysis. Here I talk about the in-house IT departments. The retailers have them, the distributors have them, the suppliers have them. They're all been doing their own businesses for an awful long time. They're all little kingdoms. They're all isolated from each other. There is some communication, but no one really works together on the same level that we would have the different levels working together. Nielsen, they've been in the wine and spirits business. They bought BDN, and they've developed companies to work on accounts, but they've done it from the outside without actually involving the accounts and without actually benefiting the accounts. They just create a service that they can sell to the distributors and to the suppliers. I list IBM and SAP because I think that You know, IBM is a company that is changing the world, and I see them as a potential suitor when we are ready to sell the company in 5 years. It would be a good fit to sell to either an IBM or an SAP. And recently, I've been reading about different companies. There's Retail Next. They use security cameras to follow the customers in stores and look at their behavior and to give this information to the retailers so that they can, set up staffing levels and product placement. And then there's another firm, Euclid Analytics, and they use the customer smartphone Wi-Fi signals to track where different customers go. I've seen where some companies will use temperature. They'll look to see where the warmer part of the stores are because more people are in those stores. Our system gives the consumers a reason to use the tools and then at the same time communicate back to the retailer so that the retailers will know what the consumers want, because the consumers will tell them. It won't be spying on them. It will be assisting them. Our operations plan, I plan to be located in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada, and the corporation will be run by a board of directors that both the investor and myself agree upon. There's going to be 10 operational teams: research and development, the IT/database, sales, marketing, customer service/help desk, website, implementation, accounting, HR, and the office staff. And there will be team members and team leaders for each of the teams. Now, the team leaders will be part of the management team, and the management team will meet weekly or twice a week. And they will look at the overall big picture and how each of the operational teams are fitting into that big picture. The executive management will also be part of the management team, and we will carry out the direction of the board of directors. Let's take a look at the financial plan. This is for the 5 years that we're in business. That's after the 15-month development plan. I'm showing a total revenue of $200 million, and I've looked at what size business would be required in order to create that $200 million in business. And I look at it as it would take $97 million to make $200 million, which is just over 50% return. And I see that we could I would expect that we would do more than $200 million. And as that number went up, if we could realize $1 billion in sales, I think that our margins would increase to 60-65% profit on the larger sales numbers. We have included much more information for you on our website. All 8 videos are important so that you can have a much broader view of our opportunity. I look forward to answering any questions you may have after viewing the entire website.